Alright, well, here goes nothing. This is a new mic setup. I have two mics and I finally have them both set up after one of them was living in a drawer for the last few years. I just need people to tell me how the audio levels are, if the mic is too loud or it's too quiet, or if the music is too loud or too quiet. Please let me know. We did do a few tests of this on Discord, however, obviously when you're streaming, things can sound very different. Guys, if people can hear me, please let me know if you can, and tell me how the audio levels are. If you can hear me fine, or if the music's too loud or too quiet, etc, etc, please let me know, because this is a new mic setup. I've said this twice, and I'm assuming if no one's responding that maybe people aren't hearing me properly. But I'm not going to know that until people type in the chat. The mic is not new. This is the same mic I was using last week. It's just in a different position. Loud and clear. So I have two mics now. This is the same mic I use for streaming. It's just in a different position, like I just said. So it's going to sound a little bit different because it's in the corner of a room instead of in the middle. My other mic is, this is a blue oh my god, English. This is a blue Yeti. And my other mic is a Focusrite Studio Solo mic. It's a line-in mic. And that's what I'll be using for my audio recording for my videos and for talking to people on Discord. And this one is for the streaming. Photo quiz! Girl! What is sleep? I know, I'm a hypocrite. Also, quiz, we need to watch anime together again, girl. It's been a while. Should get on that sometime. So we're gonna be doing some painting today. I have a couple of coffins on my painting table. So these are bookmarks, and for those that have joined the last few streams, you'll know how many of these I've done already. Let me zoom out a little bit. Can I zoom out, please? Nope, that's zooming in. I don't want to zoom in, I want to zoom out. There we go. So the cool thing about this is I also have on my painting table a spare keyboard, because I was going crazy jumping from this table back to my desk to type anything, and then jumping back here. So now I have a second keyboard and a mouse set up on my painting table when I stream, so I don't need to keep jumping back and forth. We also have, I've changed the Pony Maddie back to G4 style instead of my drawn version. I just felt like changing it up a bit today, so you see a hand. I'm going to move this mic just a little bit over here. Oh, I know why there's buzzing. I know why there's buzzing, because my ring light is on. There we go. Now you shouldn't get a buzz. So we're going to be working on some more bookmarks today, but I want to show you what I've done so far. And a couple of the ones that I did today anyway. So these are I have a horror convention coming up, so these are horror themed, so let's see. Let's cut all these up. There we go. Okay, so we have a whole pile here. So these are Halloween themed, and if anyone's scared of clowns, sorry, there will be clowns involved in this. So yeah, let's zoom this in a bit. Zoom in. There we go. Angel's egg. Okay. So what got you into MLP? Wow, you must be new here. So I made a few videos about how I got into MLP. I got into MLP around, I don't know, 2013. That was the same exact year that I made started making content. That I didn't start making MLP content on my channel right away. I didn't start off as an MLP YouTuber. It just so happens that MLP is some of the most popular content on my channel. Oh, it's mirrored. It is mirrored. Look at that. Okay. Let's see if I can fix that. I don't know how to fix that. That did nothing. See, on Droidcam it's the right way around, but on YouTube it's not only mirrored but also upside down. Let's see if we can just do the simple thing and just turn the phone. That might be the simplest thing to do. Let's see if that's fix it. Yeah, okay. That's stupid. That is so stupid. Is everything the right way around now? Oh my gosh, why? Look at all these pens. I do have a organizer for pens, but all the ones I use all the time, they just kind of live in a pile. So, so this is what the bookmarks look like when they're blank. I've also got these ones as well. You know what? Let's move the camera over just a little bit. See, everything's just off center now because I turned the camera. But yeah. Well, I'm glad that people told me, because I'm looking at Droidcam and OBS, not the stream itself. So thank you for telling me that it was all screwed up. Let's do one more thing and turn this monitor so I can see everything better. Alright, that's much better. Okay. This table is a height adjustable table. So I'm currently standing at this table right now, which is wonderful because it means I'm not hurting my back, bending, slouching, and becoming a shrimp. As I would if I was doing digital art. Which I am open for commissions for, by the way, folks. If you want to know more about that, you can visit my Instagram and send me a message there if you want to order something. We have Terrifier, who needs touched up actually, so let's do that real quick. So, but yeah, I've got a horror convention that I'm vending at, that I've vended at before. That's Mad Monster Expo, which is in Concord, North Carolina. But this Saturday, I'm also vending at Charlotte Comic Con, which happens to be in the same venue, just a different date. So, and that's one I've done before as well. So, if anyone lives nearby, come and say hi. Get rid of this line. I don't like that line there. yeah, we were in the Upside Down for a little while. But going back to like the whole MLP thing, I have made videos about that, how I got into MLP, blah 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 blah. And I did not start out as an MLP YouTuber, like I just said. It just so happens that my content that's to do with MLP is the most popular, and it's the vehicle that helped me get to this point of being able to do art full time. And I'm very grateful to the fandom for a lot of stuff, because without the fandom I would not have met my husband and some of the friends I've made within as a result of being part of the fandom are, I consider to be some of the best people I've ever met. So a lot has happened because of it, and there's only maybe one other fandom I can say the same for, and that's the Star Trek fandom. So that was the first fandom I was ever part of. So there's been a lot happening there. This is Art the Clown from the Terrifier series, which is, I admit, a series of movies I have not seen, but I've seen clips, and I love clowns. So we're painting some clowns today. This one just needed a touch up. He has already been varnished, so I'll need to varnish him again now that I've put more paint on there, but I'm not sure I like the background either. It's kind of gone a bit muddy, but we can fix that later. Then we have the Scream mask, or my attempt at the Scream mask, based on the Gustav Klimt painting, the Scream. Yeah, that's the, like, I don't like gore, and his name is Ghostface. Yes, but the mask is based on the Scream painting by Gustav Klimt. Anyway, yeah. Are you going to see Terrifier 4? No. Nope. I will not. Then we've got some Pride representation. Because, you know, we need to do a few more of these. But those are the three I've done right now. What's my favourite scary movie? Probably American Werewolf in London. Though I do like the first Evil Dead movie as well. But I've only watched it once. I can't watch it a second time. But I do remember loving it so much. But you know, sometimes with some movies, you know that, I know anyway, from my experience, sometimes it's better just to watch it once. So they will never find the bodies. Everything's so squint today. And no, I haven't seen Terrifier because I don't like gore all that much. It's not that I'm scared of it, it's that it grosses me out. Like theatrical gore is okay, but if it's like really graphic, over the top gore, it just grosses me out and I just can't stomach it. I don't find it scary, I just find it gross. It makes me gag, so I just don't really partake in gore movies like the Saw series and all that kind of stuff. I just don't like. Then a generic eye. Because although it's a horror convention, it's not just horror movies. They do like science fiction stuff, they have some fantasy stuff as well. It's primarily horror, but like, you know, monster movies as well, like Godzilla and stuff. Does anyone know what this quote is from? I'll zoom in so you guys can see it better. Yeah, gosh, because I moved the camera, I don't know. Here we go. I haven't seen any of the most recent horror movies, no. I do wish we could chat longer, but I'm having an old friend for dinner. Another one of my favourite scary movies, if you can call it scary, is the It remake, 2017 version. I was obsessed with that movie so much, but that's more because I love clowns. Especially scary clowns, so... there was It, and then It Part 2, and the original It with Tim Curry. That quote, by the way, is from Silence of the Lambs. One of my favourite movies. Oh my god, where is the camera now? You died. It's a reference to Dark Souls. I don't, speaking of horror, have you ever read any MLP horror fics like Cupcakes or Rainbow Factory? I've read Rainbow Factory, but again, I don't like gore, and I didn't know it was going to be so gory, and yeah, I don't like that kind of stuff. If it's well written, I might stomach it, but in my personal opinion, that it was not for me. I'll just leave it at that. Here is my favourite vampire movie, The Lost Boys, if anyone remembers that movie. My second favourite vampire movie is John Carpenter's Vampires. That movie is so silly, but so fun. I love it. The Lost Boys is basically, if anyone's seen The Goonies, The Lost Boys is basically like The Goonies but with vampires. And I would argue that Stephen King's It is also Goonies but with horrible monsters. I love monsters. It's a generic bookmark here. Tim Curry is the GOAT. He's still alive. Then Addams Family. Gotta have representation. This is based on the original logo for the TV show. Let's move these over here. This too. I didn't watch Wednesday, and I am a huge Tim Burton fan. Tim Burton was the director of the Wednesday series. And I don't know, I just didn't vibe with it. Live, laugh, lobotomy. Or die, cry, hate instead of live, laugh, love. It was funnier in my head. You'd think a game like Dark Souls would have a You Resurrected screen. Put the candle back. Does anyone know what that's from? Young Frankenstein, yes. That's Frankenstein, yes. I haven't seen There's a lot of movies I have not seen, guys, because I've been living under a rock, apparently. Jack Skellington, because we have to have Nightmare Before Christmas representation somewhere on my table at every given moment, because it's... I haven't seen the Halloween Town movies. Guys, I grew up in a very indoctrinated household, and a lot of, most if not all horror was out the window. It was not allowed. So I did not grow up with this stuff. Goosebumps, though, was something I was allowed to watch, which was ironic, but that was only because I read the books. I did try the reboot series that was released last year, I think. Did not enjoy it. Beetlejuice. More Tim Burton rep. Have the Beetlejuice. They're just blank on the back, but yeah. I'm gonna be selling these bookmarks for like $15 at my table. I did find Goosebumps scary as a kid. Especially the Haunted Mask episode. Anyone remember that one? Where the girl plays does a prank on her friends wearing a scary mask, and then the scary mask can't come off. That terrified me. Tales from the Crypt, fantastic series. Yeah, the mask became a part of her body. It was really, really gross. Really scary, but that's kind of what I liked about Goosebumps. Like, it was for kids, but it wasn't scared. It wasn't scared to scare children, you know? Okay, so I've got this is the Munsters logo, if anyone watched that TV series. I've watched a couple of episodes. It's cute. I like it. And then finally the last one, which is one I did today. I just mentioned that my favourite horror movie is American Werewolf in London, so I painted the werewolf from American Werewolf in London. I'm really pleased with how this came out. I've painted this guy a few times, but he is really hard to get right. So that's the last coffin-shaped ones. But then we've got a whole pile of the vertical-shaped ones. The Scary Poppers. Yes, this guy, yeah. He is genuinely scary. Like, if you like werewolf movies, a lot of the werewolves are kind of like, for want of a better word, they make the werewolf too sexy to be scary, whereas this guy is genuinely terrifying and is far more animal than human, and that's what makes it scary for me. But the transformation scene in American Werewolf in London is iconic. It's like nothing has topped it yet. Amazing. So let's show you a few others that I've done. By the time I'm done showing you all of these, like, we'll be halfway through the stream. These ones are not horror themed, but here's a fun little quiz we can do, see if you guys can guess. I painted some swords, and they are from movies and TV shows. Each sword does have a name. Well, actually, one of them doesn't, but let's see if anyone can guess what this sword is from. And bonus points if you get the name of the sword. There you go! Cosmin and Spur got it. It's Thundercat's Sword of Omens. Yes. Okay, here's an easy one. Here is a very easy one. Sith's lightsaber, Darth Vader's lightsaber to be specific, but yes. Cosmin and Spyro, I got it again. This is one I did yesterday. This one kind of gives it away because of the text on the blade, but yeah. Anyone know what this one's from? Yeah, it's kind of obvious because of the text on the sword, but yes. No, it's not the He-Man sword. This is the Sword of Gryffindor from Harry Potter. J.K. Rowling is a terrible person. Okay. This next one, it might be a little bit tricky, but it is considered to be one of the most famous movie swords ever. Because the character that owns this sword, or uses this sword, has possibly the most famous movie quote ever. A lot of people will know it if they're a fan of the movie, but a lot of people will know it anyway because it's just parodied so often. This is not the Sword of Romance. This is the Sword of Romance. The Princess Bride, yes, this is the Montoya blade from Princess Bride. Not the Thundercat sword, that was the first sword. If we're still on that one, I suggest you refresh your stream. This next one, let's see if anyone will get this one. This is actually an anime sword, so this one is a bit tricky. But if anyone gets this one, I'll be very impressed. It is a recent anime, so that might help. No, it's not Samurai Jack. I have not done Samurai Jack's sword, but it is a samurai sword, yes, but it's not Samurai Jack. I'll give you guys one more minute. No, Zoro did not have a samurai sword. He had a saber. Similar to the Montoya sword. No, not One Piece. Okay, this is the Demon Slayer. Yes, this is from Demon Slayer. Well done. I can't remember the name of the sword because the main character changes swords like 3 times, but this is when the first black bladed sword he gets. But yes, you got it. What are your thoughts on Has-Been and Helva Season 2 as a whole? For me, it was a massive letdown. For me, it made me lose interest in the series. I have an entire video series about Has-Been Season 2. The next part is going to be about Charlie. That's part 9 of that series. Part 10 will be about Alistair. The part 9 of that series will be out this month at some point. However, I have been insanely busy with conventions and making convention merch, so the Charlie video is still in the scripting stage, but I do plan on releasing it this month. And Alistair probably September, maybe October, but that video is going to be kind of, so I'm coming in gravelly. Is everyone having that problem? Oh, gosh. Let me see if I can fix that. I think I see the problem. I don't know why it's doing that. All the tests I did earlier this week, no one said it was coming in gravelly. It's at 100%, so Okay. Okay, I tried to sort out the settings of the mic. I didn't do anything. I didn't change anything. But if I sound better, then, okay. That's good, I guess. Okay. Ever think about reviewing any other animated series? I've reviewed a lot of different animated stuff. MLP, Hazbin Hotel, Disney stuff, anime stuff, a whole bunch of, like, obscure, movies, animated movies, for a while, so, yeah. Just throwing it out there, but I still wish there was a Hotel Transylvania themed bookmark, but those are still fun, so maybe a later time. We can do Hotel Transylvania one. I have plenty of bookmarks left that we can do. The annoying thing is, though, for some reason, YouTube Studio is showing the stream several minutes behind. Excuse me. I feel like Charlie Morningstar feels like a self-insert of his pop herself. Yep. We'll go into detail about that more in the video, but I don't want to turn the stream into a has been hell of a boss chat. But yeah, just know that there's more has been and hell of a boss content coming later this month. You could do Soka's meteorite sword as vertical bookmark. We could do that. I want to do Inuyasha as well. Inuyasha's sword. But I think Hotel Transylvania that would be a good one to do. So let's do that. Hello, mouse. Type. Let's see if I can get this and minimize the music and this. Bring this up. There we go. I can usually get one of these done in about 20 minutes, depending on the complexity. I just headbutted the mic, that's good. I need to get a straight edge, but this works fine. Oh, there's a mark on it already. Where'd that come from? So, yeah, eraser. Bring this up here. What's on my arm? I have tattoos on my arms. This one, if it will show up, if I zoom out, you'll be able to see it better. So this one, if you can see, it says Just Dream. And my other arm, you won't be able to see it properly because I can't bend like in a way that you'll be able to see it, but it says Stay Creative, which is Maddie's slogan. So, but it's in script. It's a lot bigger than I intended it to be, but I got both of these tattoos done on the same day. Would not recommend anyone doing that. I have 3 tattoos altogether. I have plans for more, but I don't have the money for them right now. I want to get one this year, because I have a big birthday this year, but, you know. There are more important things right now to take care of. Save your work, kids. I don't have to save my work because it's traditional stuff. That's funny. Control Z! Control Z! Any pony tattoos planned? Not pony tattoos, but I did consider getting Maddie's cutie mark tattooed. Oh, the sword from the Chronicles of Narnia! That's a good one! Yes! Thank you! Let me write that down on one of the bookmarks. Where are they? There they are. People, if you have any other suggestions for swords... Oh yeah, I didn't show you all the rest of the swords. Let's do that first. Chronicles of Narnia sword, yes, but then I didn't show you the rest of the swords. Darn. Get out of the way. Go over there. So, this one. I wonder if anyone will know what this one is. I've drawn Sting from LOTR already. I'll show you in a minute. I will show you in a second. Does anyone know what sword this is? The coins might be a clue. So this one actually is a bit of a trick question because technically this sword does not have a name. But if you know who uses the sword, then that is essentially what it's called in the movie. Series of movies, actually. It is Captain Jack Sparrow's sword. So technically Jack Sparrow's sword is not his own sword. It's actually Norrington's sword. If you remember in the first movie, this sword was made by Will Turner as a gift for Norrington, but then Jack Sparrow stole it. So this is now his sword. And it is a historical blade, so it doesn't have a name. It's simply known as Jack Sparrow's sword. Funny you mentioned the Legend of Zelda Master Sword, because that is literally the one that's next. There is the Master Sword. Oh, the Adventure Time swords. Ooh, yes, that is a good one. There's a lot of swords in that series, so, but yes. There you go. The grass-bladed sword from Adventure Time, yeah. This one is not from a movie or TV series, but I think everyone can tell what this is. I mean, Legend of Zelda Master Sword is not from a movie either, it's a video game, so... Yeah, Keyblade! It is the Keyblade, yes. No, you're fine, it's fine. Just try not to use all caps. There's Sting. My favorite sword. Well, it's technically Sting is a dagger, but for Hobbit-sized people, it's a sword. Okay, and someone mentioned He-Man's sword earlier. There you go. It's the power sword. I have the power. More of a ledger opener, really. I have the power. Yes, I do. Surely people know what sword this is. No, it's not the Final Fantasy sword. We've already drawn the sword, the Thundercat sword. That was the Sword of Omens. That was one of the first swords we showed. This is the Sword of Omens. That's from Thundercats. It is the sword from Berserk. It's not called Berserker though. It's called the Dragon Slayer. She-Ra's sword. Yes. She-Ra's sword is very similar to the Sword of Power. But that is a good one. I'm not saying we'll get to do all of these swords in the stream, but we can maybe get at least 2 done, maybe. For the honor of Grayskull. Yes, so this is the Dragon Slayer sword from Berserk. If people don't get this one, I'm going to be very disappointed. Rose Quartz sword. Yeah, that's a good one as well. Where's my pencil? There it is. Batleth, yes. It's the one I have. Yes, I have a Batleth. Although it's falling apart, I have to make a new one. There's the Batleth. Now, this next one is incredibly generic, but I wonder if anyone's going to get it, because as generic as it is, it's also iconic. It is Excalibur! Yes! Awesome, guys! Yes, the Batleth is the Klingon sword from Star Trek. That it's called the Batleth, yeah. Yes, it's a classic. Thank you. Yes. Okay. I think this is the last sword. There you go. Fires confetti from the party cannon. Cloud sword from Final Fantasy. Yeah, that's an easy one. Okay, I think that's all the swords. Okay, the next ones, these are not swords, they are just generic ones that I've done. Heads up if you're afraid of spiders. This next one does have a spider painted on it, so just a heads up, because I like spiders. So there's a spider. I can't remember which spider that is, but I did have a Black Widow and Ren Recluse as well, but they sold, so I'm going to paint more spiders. And giraffe, because I always have to have a giraffe at my table, because that was my late sister's favourite animal. We have to have giraffes at the table. American flag, because America. Rainbow Dash, which needs to be repainted because it's a mess. I can do a better job, but eh. Charizard. We've done some Pokemon ones. You can tell what, like when I switched from alcohol ink to acrylic. There's Batman. Kind of fun. And Spider-Man. I have not seen the new Spider-Man movie. Yeah, I like Pokemon. There's the balloon from Stephen King's It. And the Veterans ribbon. Because hubby is a veteran, so we have to have representation. Okay, so that is all the bookmarks I have painted. That is all of them. Oops, I dropped one. Ah. So, you guys made some suggestions, and that includes 5 different things. We had Hotel Transylvania bookmark suggestion for the coffin, then Rose Quartz sword, Shira's sword, Adventure Time sword, and Chronicles of Narnia sword. So I'm gonna see, can I do, let's see if I can do, I'm gonna start a poll. Because there's no way I'm going to get all of these done in this stream. We've got an hour and 15 minutes left. So, which sword should I paint? Because the next thing we're going to do is Hotel Transylvania, and then we'll have time for rose quartz sword, then Shira sword, get your sword. Oh, I can only do 2. That's stupid. Okay. Okay, that didn't work. Hang on. Never mind. That didn't work. Alright, let's just do the Hotel Transylvania one to start with. Because that poll did not work. That was stupid. Okay. This one? Okay. Yeah, that works. So we're just going to write it normally first. That's way too big. Some swords I'm thinking of I really like are from a show I think you may not have heard of, The Dragon Prince. I've heard of The Dragon Prince. It wasn't a show for me. I tried. Barely fit in there. Kind of a squeeze.
screwed up the O. Oh well. It's meant to be narrower at the top, but I screwed up. Doesn't have to be perfect. It's fine. Welcome to Hotel Transylvania. I do not say blah blah blah. Fire. Did I like the new pony designs? You're referring to the reveal of the designs for MOP G6, which I tweeted about several times and spoke about on Blue Sky, etc., etc. I'm intrigued. I like that they're going back for more of a G1 kind of vibe, visually speaking anyway. We'll see how things translate into animation. I'm not going to give any further thoughts beyond that because that wouldn't be right, in my opinion. So we're just going to blot this out because I screwed up. There we go. What annoys me the most about the G6 reveal is that everyone's like, oh, where's Applejack? Where's Rarity? And I'm like, guys, did you even watch or listen or read the stuff that came with the announcement? It says that they will appear later. Calm your tits, like Jesus. Okay. The problem with drawing so small and the fact that this drawing on wood, you discover what direction the grain of the wood is going once you start applying ink. See, though, this one is going down. Can you see those lines bleeding? Yeah. Not fun. And that's way too close to the edge. Okay. Not much more to say about G6 until we get more animation. Hello, puppy. Flomp. I have a dog. You have a clingy cat, I have a dog. He's not very clingy though. It's like so many people are like being very negative toward G6, and I'm just like, yay, more cake. More ponies, yay. Everyone's been so negative about it. I'm like, why are you being so negative? It's like, look, it's more cake. We don't have any animation yet, but at least it doesn't look like Pony Life. Like and like people are like, oh no, it's going to be a rehash of G4 because they're using the same characters again. And I'm like, hi, most if not all of the characters that were in G4 are rehashes of characters from previous generations. That is how MLP has been since G1. Like, jeez, like. Yes, I made a video about Pony Life. I am very aware of it. Kind of screwed up all the letters at the end. Kind of squish them in there. That looks awful. Give that a minute to dry. Just made the Y a bit too big, that's all. MLP swords? Send them to me on Discord. Someone suggested as well, I think it was Blissey actually, the broadsword from TF2. I need to check Discord. I put off my notifications for Discord. And I'm using the wrong phone for my camera. Okay. Hang on. Let's see. The wonderful thing about having more than one phone. Okay. Katrina was evil, yes.
Why would ponies need swords? Aside from unicorns, no other pony can handle them. I am Red Team Soldier. I used broadsword. Oh, I uninstalled Discord on this phone. Well then, okay. Hang on. Yeah, there are swords in MLP that are used by characters, but they're not exactly iconic swords. They're just kind of generic designs for certain characters, like in the 2017 movie, like for the pirates. I think this pen has run out of ink. Ah, darn it. Have you, or are you just clogged up? You're just clogged up, okay. Why doesn't Scorpion count when he was literally the first one? Well, okay, technically Scorpion wasn't a villain. Maybe that's what you're getting at, but I wouldn't discount him automatically though. That's the best I can do for this, because it's difficult to get all the letters to fit properly. I mean, like, he was reformed, but he wasn't a villain as such. He was more of he was more a victim of the villain of Tyrik's plan. He didn't just want a let's not do this, please. Okay. What color should this be? Let's change the subject, please. There's having analytical discussions, and then there's just being, you know... needlessly aggressive, I guess. I don't know, just... My fave headcanon for Star Trek. Wow, okay. So, it's not necessarily a headcanon, but it's like, most people have this complaint about Star Trek Voyager, how they got home. For those that don't know, Star Trek Voyager is a series where a Federation ship is transported from one quadrant to the other. So the crew are trying to make their way home back to the Alpha Quadrant from the Delta Quadrant, and that journey is going to take them 7 years.
And long story short, the finale of the series does show them getting home, but it doesn't show how each character settles back into life in Federation space, back home on Earth or other Federation planets, etc., etc. It just kind of shows them being home, and that's it. It's the final shot is just Voyager in Earth's orbit, and that's it. And though technically, like, because there's a lot of time travel involved in that, you do technically see them home, but it's not the final version. They changed. There was some time travel involved because certain characters died and blah blah blah. And I'm just like, this whole thing about the Voyager crew getting home could have been a movie. It should have been a movie. It's not really a headcanon. It's just a thing that I would have preferred to give these characters a better send off. But sometimes it's difficult talking about things like this when I'm just talking off the cuff. I find it easier when I'm writing about it, and like sometimes it starts arguments in the chat, and I'm not here for that. Like, we can have discussions, like civil discussions, but when people start being like kind of dismissive or derogatory, it kind of makes conversations kind of difficult. So all I'll say is that it wasn't. I was dissatisfied with how they ended things. We could do this. I've done the text black, which means I could do the outside of it white, and then the rest purple, like how it is in the Scary Tale Adventures logo. But then there's also Hotel Transylvania Transformania, which has all the purple lightning around it, which I really like. Because the original is yellow, and so is the second one. But I've done it in black. So now I'm trying to think. We can just do the background purple, that's fine. But let's do watercolor purple, not acrylic. Because then I can blend things a bit easier. Let's bring this over a bit. That's better. I can see what I'm doing. It should have been acrylic. Okay, I forgot that I used white acrylic to blot out parts. Okay, this... I may have just ruined this. There should be a way to salvage it. Let's not panic. Let's not panic. We can ink it back, we can ink it again if we have to. We can go back over it again, it's fine. We just screwed up, and it happens.
like I said a minute ago, I'm going to go over the text with white on the outside. It is going to not stand out very well right now, but it will once I add the white. I know what I'm doing, guys. Calm down. Happy little accidents. This light is actually hurting my eyes. There we go. Okay. And these paint pens are slowly running out. This one is. Okay, so there's that done. Then if I take this pen, I should nope. Okay, well. This is a mess. Do you trust me, guys? That I can fix this? Do you trust me? Do you have faith in me? I kind of actually like the red in the Transylvania part. It's not red, it's pink, but it looks red. But I kind of like it. But we'll see how things look once I add the white. And I'm hoping that the white ink will work, because some of these white ink pens are kind of, they dry out very quickly, so this may not work, but we have a heat gun to speed things up, so hold that thought. It's going to be a bit loud for a second. Okay.
Now let's see if this white will work. And if it doesn't, well, let's see if I can actually get the ink to flow first. Oh, you're going to flow on slate, so why not on wood? Nope. Okay, let's try a different one. Let's try this one. This is 10. Yay! Cool. Okay, this one works. Told you I could salvage it. As long as the pen doesn't run out. Oh no. Okay, it's not great. It's definitely not great. This is all smooshed in together, but maybe we can re-ink it and it'll work. I don't really listen to podcasts all that much at all, so I don't know what that is, I'm afraid. Let's see if I can... I wonder if I can... Huh. I wonder if I can do this. No, didn't think so. just trying something here with blending the gold and stuff, but I don't know. If I switch to a thicker ink pen, then it might work better. Let's see. I've got this one, which, let's see, this might be a bit too thick, but yep, you're way too thick, but it might be enough to at least give the last few letters more definition. That's made all the difference. All of the Blissey Idea Loppy ideas are based on real events. Might they be events that Blissey herself experienced, or based on things that other people that she knows have gone through. The hugging without permission has happened several times, and it's different if it's a friend you know and they come, like, you know, they rugby tackle you from the other side of the hall. That's completely different because it's someone you know. But when you're a content creator, sometimes it has happened that people get excited and they'll just come and hug you. And, you know, like, depending on the circumstance, if it's a kid, I'm like, okay, that's fine. It's a kid. But when it's an adult, it can be very awkward. And, like, let me phrase this as carefully as I possibly can. If you identify as female and someone male that you don't know comes towards you and just comes in for a hug without asking, that can be very uncomfortable. Some people are right with it, of course. Some people don't care, but I myself do prefer people ask first. Because people might not like it. They might, you know, if their partner's nearby, they might not like, if someone else is hugging them, they might not like it. So there is that. So it's just consent, like physical touch, consent, you know, always ask for consent. But yes, that is sadly based on very true events. I personally prefer people ask first, as purely just for respect and common courtesy.
No. I may get nothing now.
1 second. Well, so, okay. Here's something, like, as a content creator myself, like, I know that
parasocial relationships form, like people that support people like myself or others, they'll form a relationship that is parasocial. That means it's a one-way thing. People are connecting with you, but you're not connecting with them because you've never met them before. And so there is an over familiarity that people often go down, which makes me uncomfortable. There's a difference between fan and friend, and as content creators we have to keep ourselves safe because people can be people. I have had people come to a convention just for the sole purpose of harassing me, so I have to be very, very careful with that. But there's also a thing, like, I know how it is when I'm meeting people I admire. The best example I can give is when I had the privilege of meeting my favourite actor on the planet this year, Doug Jones. And if anyone knows anything about Doug Jones, for those that don't know who Doug Jones is, he is the actor that played the Fawn in Pan's Labyrinth, Pale Man, the zombie in Hocus Pocus, and a whole bunch of other stuff. He's basically the most well-known actor that you've never seen his face, because he's always a monster. But this man is the kindest, sweetest soul you will ever meet, and he is also, his love language is physical touch, so he will want to hug. And this man has learned that he said this to himself, that he has learned that he needs to ask permission, so he asks every time. But the thing is, when I met him, I got to hug him 3 times, because the first time I was a nervous wreck and I had a present to give him as well, and then he gave me a hug and stuff, and then we took pictures together, yada yada yada. And then I was at a convention I was vending at, so I had the privilege, I was able to speak to the guests there more than once. The second time was when I was in line with my husband, because he wanted to get a painting that I did signed by Doug Jones. And so Doug Jones hugged my husband, and then he looked at me and went, "Come here," just opened his arms up. And I was like, "I've already had a hug." And he's like, "Doesn't matter, come here." So, so yeah. Then the third time was the last day, where I just wanted to say bye to him and wish him well on his travels. And then he was like, "Yeah, come here, give another hug." I'm like, "Oh, okay." So yeah, he is the sweetest guy on the planet. And I do remember, like, going back over everything that I said to him as well. I was like, oh god, I really don't want to come across as that weird fan, because I spoke to him 3 times. So I was really worried that I was bothering him, you know, because I know what it's like sometimes if, like, an over enthusiastic person doesn't get the hint that they need to move on. And yeah, I was really worried about that. But I don't think that was the case, because I'm sure if it was, he wouldn't have invited me to hug him again, you know? So yeah, so I get it, it's kind of weird, but we're just, like, we're not famous people, we're just people that post stuff on YouTube, but yeah, anyway. But there is boundaries, even someone like Doug Jones has boundaries, so... But the funny thing is, because all the other guests at this con came through the back from the green room, and because I was a vendor, I was looking to see when they were coming in, because that would signal when the con was about to open. And I watched, there was like maybe 15 guests. This was a small convention, 15 guests, and I was like, oh no, where's Doug Jones? He's not there. Where is he? And then he just comes in the main door, because no one knows what he looks like. Unless you're a fan of his. I'm like, oh, there he is. He just walks in the main door. I'm like, oh, God. Wow. Anyway, he's the sweetest man on the planet. Well, second sweetest man, the first being my husband. But, yeah. But he is very sweet. So this has not come out the best, but it could be a lot worse. So the gold I don't like, but I mean, I'm sure we can paint that out. I picked up the wrong pen. Damn it. This one I meant to pick up. And just to go over it and see if that'll fix it. Gives it a bit of a gold glow, I guess, but it's not really as strong as I would like. Let's see if I can get a bigger pan. Move this out of the way. Let's go for this one, which I think is a 4. I'm just going to draw a coffin down here. I know it's on a coffin already, so this is a bit redundant, but it's just to fill in this weird blank space underneath it. Ah, that's not black. Yeah, going back to the Loppy series on Blissy's channel, most of the analysis community contribute in some shape or form to the series. That are based on true stories. I mean, they're exaggerated for the sake of entertainment value, but a lot of them are either not as bad as the Loppy video conveys, or they are actually 100 times worse. And it's just played up for comedy. There you go. It's Hotel Transylvania. It didn't turn out that great, but you know what? I tried. Then on the back I tried to draw a skull kind of thing, but it didn't really turn out. No, I have not seen the Mario Galaxy movie. It's a random topic change, but sorry, the camera's going to shake because the camera tripod is clamped to this drawing table. There, that's as much as of that that's going to come off. I'm echoey. Am I echoey for anybody else?
Cockhead5 says I'm echoey. Do you mean I'm echoing? Or I'm echoey? Is anyone else finding that? The audio sounds kind of off. Can you be more specific? God's sake, this again. Oh boy. Okay, the only thing I've changed with the audio is the DroidCam app. The audio for the camera was on, which I didn't know. So I've turned it off now. Has that made any difference? I'm peeking. On OBS, I'm not peeking. I'm like green, yellow, but I'm not peeking. So why would I be peeking for you guys? Is that just the actual input on the mic itself? That might fix things. But has that made things 100 times worse? I don't know. Oh, that's made it worse. Okay. Sounds fine to me. Well, some people are saying I sound fine, and some people are saying I'm peaking and echoing, so there's a consistency here, so it might be to do with your own audio, guys. I don't know how else to fix that, because I sound fine on my end. I've listened to it on OBS, so there might be some background noise, but there's nothing I can do about that. This isn't studio level recording. This is just live streaming. So I don't know. Oh shoot! I've used the wrong pen. It's weird because this is the same mic I've used for streaming for years, and only now people are telling me that things sound weird. So I don't know what to do to fix this. Like, am I actually peaking? Or were you joking? 'Cause I don't... Okay. This is frustrating. Not gonna lie. The only thing I can think of to do is to lower the input volume on OBS, which I really don't want to do because that means I have to shout. It is really weird because nothing has changed. Like, all that I have changed for this stream is I've moved the mic over to the painting table,
so it's in a different position, but everything software-wise, nothing else has changed. Just now I lowered the input volume on OBS and changed the audio on the mic itself. But when I listen back to the audio, nothing has changed, so I really don't know what to tell you guys. I appreciate the feedback and telling me that something's not right, but I really need you guys to be more specific. Master Code is the only one that's been specific. He says that I'm peaking. That has helped a bit, but and I've lowered the input volume, and that's about it. I'm not going to satisfy your foot fetish by answering that question. Thank you, Chris. Okay. At least that made me laugh, so there you go. But anyway. We were about due for a moment like that. Okay. Thanks for being a good sport. Yeah, well. My main rule for these streams is don't be an arse, and that's about it. Okay. I mean, it's not great. Where are you? There you are. Oh my god, where's the camera? There it is. Now you're saying the mic is too close. Oh my god. But now if I move it, people are like, oh, now you're too far away. Oh, you know what it might be? I don't have a popping filter on this thing. That might be it. How's that? Is that any better? Well, now I have to put the input volume up. Oh my god, this is so frustrating, guys. How's this? Sounds better? Okay, now we have to decide what tassel to put with it. I'm thinking green. There's a brown. I don't think I have any other greens. I think that's the only green I have left. Or there's purple. Oh wait, there's a green. There's another green. There's this green. Still a little there, but... The Windows audio setting instead of OBS. Okay, let me try that. Okay. That may have done it. Is that better? I'm definitely not peeking anymore. Much better. Yay! We fixed it! Okay. Thank God for that. Thank you for your help, Master Code. Thank you for being specific. You're awesome. I miss you. Okay. Not clipping, peeking, or distorted. Alright! Yay! Happy days! So now, question. We have 10 minutes left. Oh god. Which tassel do you guys think would work the best? We've got this green, which I don't actually like, so that's no longer an option. We have this brown one. We have this emerald green one. We have a purple one. Or this more lime green one. Cosmin Inspira likes the purple one. Oh, that is a good point, that green is more like the blobby friend. Might be a bit too much, but yeah, let's go for that. Why not? Okay. There you go. Yay, friendship. There you go. Okay, so on camera, this does look a lot louder than it actually is in real life. But yeah, it's not as like fluorescent. No, we appreciated your input. So I know we only have 10 minutes left, but I don't like just getting one thing done. I wanted to get two things done, but the audio issues kind of slowed us down a little bit. So how about we do one of the swords that was suggested earlier? I can get things right. Okay, so we can do one sword before we end the stream. I don't think we'll do Chronicles of Narnia. We can either do, let's bring this over here. There we go. Rose Quartz Sword from Steven Universe, Adventure Time Swords. That would mean we would have to pick which one. Or Shira's Sword. My brain is going towards Rose Quartz Sword. So I guess we're doing that one. Okay. Let's do that one. Okay. Let's do this one. Okay. I find the perfect reference even. Okay. We can zoom out just a little bit too close. There we go.
So Rose's short sword is a saber. So this part, the reference I'm using is actually upside down. So yeah, there we go. Let's just draw the sword upside down. Okay. Okay, now for the blade itself. Sorry, there's a train going by. It's being very obnoxiously loud. Okay. Okay. I have to do some blotch tests for this one. This is let's see. We've got this pen, which is pretty much done. This one is dirty. Wow. There we go. This one. And then this. Okay, so this one would actually work for the blade. Like this side, but let's erase the graphite first. There. Alright, so we set this one for the blade right here. I need some new acrylic paint pens. These are running out.
I bought these back in February, so I mean they lasted a good while. It's not great, but it'll do. Melt some crayons, or you know, use acrylic paint and paintbrush. You know, that works too. And there's a pink pen somewhere. This one right here. I'm gonna use a bit of a thicker pen here. Ooh, I like that. Okay, that works. So now, what to use for the background? What color should the background be for this one? Light blue, it's a good contrast, but maybe yellow. We have two options. We can either do, if I bring in the test, well, that's way too dark, but that's there. Once it's a bit dirty, but come on, get off. There we go. That's gold, but it's a bit too dark. Or there's that one, which might suit it better. Or both. The worrying thing about that is you're using blue and yellow and you'll end up with green. So, let me try. I do have a watercolor yellow somewhere. It's right there. Yellow. Yeah. I don't know about that. Well. Or go for something. Well, that's too dark. Like this one. Ooh, I like that. Okay, let's try. Okay, let's try this. Then what I can do is just the tiniest little bit of yellow at the bottom. See what I mean? You add yellow, it's just going to go green. But I just want to see if I can blend the two colours more effectively. The wonderful thing about using watercolor pens is that they blend really nicely. There you go. That's pretty nice. Now for the white outline. Oh, because we have to have white outline and my feet are killing me, guys, so I think we're near the end. Add little dots here and there. the sword. How's that? How does that look? Alright, now we have to decide a tassel. Let's see. Well, I was like, do I have a pearl? I'm like, I have a white and this rose quartz color. I'm going toward this one. Yeah. Let's go for that one. How's that? I think that works. Not bad, not bad at all. Okay. So what did we get done today? The Hotel Transylvania and the Rose Quartz sword. I mean, the Hotel Transylvania one could have turned out better. The text was hard to get right. But I gave it a good shot. But I think that's a good time to end the stream, guys. We've been going for 2 hours. And my feet are starting to really hurt, so yeah. Thanks everyone for joining. Sorry for the audio issues we've had, but hopefully we've fixed that now. I will get a popping filter for the mic because I moved the popping filter to my other mic. So that will make the audio a bit better. Thank you for assisting me with changing the input audio on Windows itself, not just on OBS. That I didn't even think to do that. That was on me. I will be at Charlotte Comic Con this Saturday. This August. It's on a Sunday. No, it's not. It's on a Saturday instead of a Sunday. So that is the 8th of August, I think. I don't know. It's this Saturday anyway, guys. And then from the 21st to 23rd, I think it is, I'll be at Mad Monster Expo, which is also in the same venue as Charlotte Comic Con. You can find more information about that on my Instagram and my Blue Sky. It'd be really cool to see some of you there if you make it. If not, that's fine. Don't worry about it. Keep an eye out for other convention announcements. I have plans in the works that I hope will work out, and here's hoping they do. Alrighty, guys. I'm on Munchkin. Stay creative. Put your shopping cart away. Don't be an arse. You know, use your indicators. Wash your hands. All that wonderful stuff. Be kind to yourself, which is, out of everything, the hardest thing to do. So, preaching to the choir here. Alrighty. Take care, everyone. Good night.